because this is a special show for me with a very, very special guest. Barry Auchettl has been on Angel Heart Radio several years ago, and at the moment he has a very, very exciting project to share with us all. So, Barry, welcome to Angel Heart Radio.
Look, it's so nice to be back. It is really great to be back. I'm really enjoying it. It's we actually had our own show on Angel Heart Radio for about 2 years. So
yes, that was really cool, wasn't it? Very exciting.
It was great.
Well, here we are today, and I'm just a little confused just for a moment because I had it all set up, I thought, so that, yes, I do, so that we can have people commenting. Now, if you happen to be watching via Angel and Joy Lily's Facebook page, please come over to Angel Heart Radio Facebook page and you will be able to chat with us, which is what we're looking forward to. Harry, you're creating this wonderful what would you call it?
It's a program. It's a series of classes. It's actually a program on clearing blocks to money. In actual fact, specifically, we're clearing blocks to money flow. And
very good. And of course, how timely is that given the situation globally at the moment?
Look, that's right, Annette. And we've had, at least 6 people that I know of who, after doing the course, the universe has turned up with at least $10,000, in some cases up to $30,000, just because people have really cleared their blocks to what's stopping them from allowing the flow of money in.
Right.
And just absolutely amazing. And so the way that I work is I now probably refer to myself as an intuitive kinesiologist. In America, I'm referred to as the blockbuster. I get to block these sabotages and clear them. And actually, there's a lot of courses, there's a lot of programs around that will identify issues that we have around money. And most people would know a lot of what they are already. What's unique about this program is it uses a technique that I created called a light body alignment, which is shifting energy to actually clear the block literally in seconds. And we're going to get experience of doing that today. And I'm just really excited about shifting as many people as I can, their blocks around money, so that they can start allowing abundance and financial prosperity into their life.
Fantastic. And yeah, so you're specifically talking about money at the moment. Of course, we can let go of any blocks should we choose to, if we're aware that we have blocks. One
of the interesting things with the Clear Blocks to Money course, though, is a lot of people are coming back to me saying they're feeling more confident. They're actually even having better relationships because they're not sort of so tight when they go out together and sort of holding their money and thinking, I've got to keep this, and allowing that flow both in and out to happen a lot more. So people, in clearing the blocks to their money flow, actually clear their blocks to their own flow as well.
Right. So now I believe you're a little keen to try some things to give us some strategies or, yes, what's the word?
An example of what I do, I guess. I mean, the best way I think to find this is as an example of what I do. And I recognise, during this time of lockdown, we've all been shut down, and certainly around the world, people have lost jobs and all sorts of strange things have happened with money. And then all of a sudden, at the same time, the government is just magically appearing these huge wads of money that they're throwing around that weren't there before, and all of a sudden they're there. So it's quite a strange time in terms of that flow of money. And what I'd like to do with you, Annette, if we can use you as an example, and the way that I operate is that all my work now operates beyond time and space. So even though I'm going to be working with Annette, anyone listening live actually gets the clearing as well, as to anyone listening to the replay. So even if you're coming back and it's 5 years' time and there was this thing called COVID 5 years ago, and hopefully we've all forgotten it in 5 years' time, that it still will clear the blocks around that.
Right.
So, quite amazing that, and we've had people, and literally some of the success stories I'm getting are people who have been watching the replays of some of my classes in the library. And I actually created a school called the visionschool.org. And that's where all these clear blocks programs are there. There's clear blocks to money, there's clear blocks to relationships, there's clear blocks to optimal health, clear blocks to psychic vision even, as well as normal vision. So it's just, in the last 18 months, I've put together all these programs together. I even did one on clear blocks to authorship for people who are writing books and get stuck. And
wonderful.
So,
can you say that website again, please?
It is thevisionschool.org.
Fabulous.
So really simple. And I thought what I'd like to do today is just get started. And there's a couple of really key statements I want to clear. And the first one is around this thought that some people might have that no one has any money. There's just no money around, and people say there's just no money around at the moment. Like everyone's sort of under, shut down. There's no money.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'd get you to say, Annette, for me, I'd be interested, and it's actually already coming up. I'm self-testing now already. It's coming up as a stress that there are new financial opportunities.
There are new financial opportunities.
Okay, so that's actually coming up as a stress for you. And I know part of you would believe that. Like if I said that, you'd probably say, yes, there are, because I know how positive you are. Is there a part of you that still thinks, oh, this is such an unusual time and a different time that maybe there isn't?
Not so much about the time in my life, I would.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So there's an age factor here too. Like I've got to a certain age where maybe it's a bit late to be having major financial opportunities or major things happen almost. That's what's coming up. You're right. All right. I do want to let you know, I had a lady I worked with. She was 83 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
And the session I did for her was, what am I going to do when I grow up?
Gorgeous.
And it was so lovely. And it was about her coming out. And she now goes around to all these age centres in New Zealand, teaching people that they don't have to sit there and wait to die, that they can still live. They've still got life in them. And she was at the perfect age to be teaching that, like
yes,
someone as young as us wouldn't get in there. And she was able to get in there and do that.
Good on her, and good on you for, putting in that, giving her the opportunity.
The other thing I want people to recognise is, some of this has been referred to similar to the Great Depression, when everything just closed down and there was nothing around. And statistically, per head of population, there were more millionaires created during the Depression than any other time. Right? Because there are opportunities to get there. And one of the things I noticed walking around the streets today is that, every time you walk, there's a sign on the floor, 1.5 metre distance and 1.5 metre distance. All the shops are now. Now, someone's actually had to produce those signs, and someone would have done quite well in printing all those signs. Like there's been a little production by someone, I think, or a group of people who are now producing signs and screens and all sorts of things. So just as a practical level, there's opportunities.
Yes.
And one of the things that's happened at the moment is a lot of people have taken the opportunity, for example, being on live on Zoom or on different ways of connecting and being creative.
Yeah, I think that's certainly something, isn't it? To be creative and to look what is needed. There are always those opportunities. I look back to Jim's mowing here in Victoria, and my goodness me, what started as one business has just multiplied into so many different areas for so many different people.
Totally. And so what I'll also get you to, I'll just get you to say it again, there are new financial opportunities. I think we can actually clear that now for you. I'll just show you how quickly we can clear
There
this.
are new financial opportunities.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So it's really interesting when I clear that for you. I don't get much childhood stuff blocking you. You've worked through all the childhood stuff. You're actually starting to create limitations now as you're moving forward. And I just want you to know for yourself that there's new financial opportunities that are there for you.
Thank
Just
you.
as much as everyone else. So I'll get you to say that again and see if there's any difference. There are new financial opportunities.
There are new financial opportunities.
Okay, how does that feel saying that now?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference. I
Yeah.
can hear a difference in your voice, and when I'm muscle testing, it's actually holding strong.
Sorry,
and that's how quick this stuff can be.
Now, say that again.
That's how quick this can be. That,
Right, amazing.
You know, that we don't have to go and look at what happened when you're 10 and go through all that stuff. And, you know, most of the people I work with have already done a lot of that personal development work of looking at ages, and they just sort of seem to be stuck.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And what this is about also is about shifting the frequency of money within you. And I just want to explain a subtle difference that I recognized 4 years ago for myself that shifted everything in my life, absolutely everything. You know, I was in a situation where I was financially struggling. I was struggling from house to house, you know, and I was doing all this spiritual work. I had, you know, I was on Angel Heart Radio and everything was going well. But there was this financial struggle behind me. There was, you know, a bit of a life struggle behind me as well. And I got the opportunity to go around the world for 5 months and just met some amazing people who looked at raising consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And I really sat down and I got home and I sort of started putting all this together of all these people that I met. And I recognized that there was a difference between vibration and frequency.
No.
Now, when we can really get this difference, it will change your life, because most people, and I think people listening to this show, have done a lot of work around their vibration. In other words, their level of consciousness. They've done all this raising the level of consciousness.
Sure.
And using the David Hawkins scale, if people know that, he had a scale of 0 to 1,000. And most people who I know, who I work with, are probably going to be between 4, 5, maybe even 600 in that vicinity. 500 would probably be the average. People have done a lot of, you know, meditate, do a lot of work. And yet, when we look at the relative component to the frequency, there's a difference. And the vibration, this level of consciousness, is like our inner world, our connection to spirit. We've done all this amazing work. Our frequency is about our relationship with the world. So this is about our relationship with money, you know, our relationship with other people, relationships with our work, you know, how we fit into the world.
Right.
And commonly referred to as a law of attraction. And this is what I see as frequency is connected to this outer world. And the outer frequency, in most cases, if people have done spiritual work, they've got a high vibration, but their frequency is dropped.
Uh-huh.
And so one of the things I do with people is I actually have a 6-month program where I actually work with people who they need to be at a certain level to start with. Like they need to have their vibration at a certain level. Probably wouldn't do my program otherwise. But we actually now have a stage where their frequency, which might be 40, 50%, we guarantee them to get to over 100 into a high conscious frequency, into a brand new frequency.
Wow.
And we've had everyone, I've done about 50, 60, 70 people, around about that many to date. And of all the people who came in around about 500 have ended up with a vibration over 1,000.
My
which 5
goodness.
years ago I would have said was impossible. And so the changes on the planet these days means that we are now able to get to new levels that we've never been to before.
Right.
And that's
Very
really where
exciting.
we're heading to. Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it?
Very exciting.
So I know over 100 people now who would have a vibration over 1,000.
Fabulous.
And on a scale that just, again, a few years ago would not have thought was possible. And the frequency seems that the difference, we seem to think, a lot of people seem to think, because I've done all this high vibrational work and I meditate and things like that all of a sudden things should happen in my life. And there is some correlation, but it doesn't mean one or the other. And the opposite is true. We all know people who they seem to attract everything in their life and probably have a pretty low vibration.
Right.
And we go, well, how come that happening? That doesn't seem fair. All right. And it's not about being fair. It's about law of attraction. It's not,
right.
Law of attraction doesn't determine where are you on your vibration. It determines how well are you in terms of attracting. And the easiest way, by the way, if you want to increase your law of attraction, increase your money, increase your relationships, increase health, is through gratitude. It is the number one way. Just simply being grateful. It's such a simple process.
It is, yes. And sometimes, when things are going well, it's really easy to be grateful. I've learned to be grateful when things don't appear to be going well. The thing is, I'm being protected. The universe is wonderful and certainly helps us. And of course, the more we're aware of that, the better off we are.
And a good example for that for me was this virus that, all of a sudden I've just spent 6 weeks early in the year going to America. I was supposed to go across back over there again, supposed to go to Europe. And then all of a sudden everything gets shut down and it's like, Barry, you can't move. You're just going to stay here. And my initial thing is, hey, this is not fair. Like I'm out here to make a difference. What's going on? Now, all of a sudden, because I've been put still, I've been able to complete some of my projects. One of them was that book, One Vision, that I wrote 23 years ago, is now at a publisher to come out in October. We have a movie called Vision 2020, From Eyesight to Insight, that gets released next month. So that we've actually been over and we've got time to sort of work on that. And I've created the visionschool.org is a brand new vision school that was created this week, finished this week, in preparation for launching the money flow. So there's all these things that have happened that would not have happened if I was running around being busy around the world.
Yes. And that's a good example, Barry. I hope that our audience are reflecting on, okay, so what's happened in the last few months? Because I know lots and lots of people, especially of our age group, had travel plans and were going to be in Europe or the USA or wherever, and suddenly, we're home. And in some cases, it's still in lockdown. So it really is important for us to look and go, well, okay, what are the opportunities? I know I've gone, oh, wow. Thank you.
So the one I'm going to clear for you now, I'm going to clear this for everyone, and it might be, there's actually a little bit still there, is actually around it's not fair. And so the statement I've got to overcome that, and these statements, by the way, unless you clear the statements, like if I had a statement that said I'm a millionaire, and let's say I said to you, look, I just want you to say that 100 times. Well, every time you say I am a millionaire, what's going to happen in the back of your mind will be, no, I'm not.
I'm not.
And it's the no, I'm not that actually is more powerful than what the words we say. Because that's the feeling that we have with us. Well, no, I'm not. And we might be up to number 57 saying, I am a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. And the back of our minds go, no, you're not. No, you're not. I kept this up all day. And we're actually effectively have done a negative affirmation for 100 times. So one of the things we have to do with affirmations when we use these statements, we have to clear the energy of it. So then when we do use it like a mantra or anything like that, that we actually believe in it.
Right.
And that's really important. So the statement I've got for you, it's a really nice one. It's, I embrace life as it is.
I embrace life as it is.
Okay, and that's actually coming up as a little bit of a stress as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this is about really a bit like what we've just been talking about, just embracing life as it is right now. I'm not saying it will be better when, or it will be when this happens, then it'll be okay. And you know, there's nothing wrong with aiming towards something, but this is really about embracing life as it is now.
Right.
I was just wondering if you can relate to that yourself.
I can.
Okay. So would you like to clear that?
I'd love to clear that, Barry.
Okay. So I just want all the listeners again just to think about what is it in your life that, you know, it's not fair and it'll be better when. And it's always projecting out that, you know, something's not right now. And, you know, just to be grateful for what you have right now is such an important aspect.
Absolutely.
So clear this. Okay. Okay. This was more probably solar plexus if I had to sort of put a body part to it where it felt that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you say, I embrace life as it is.
I embrace life as it is.
Okay, awesome. How does that feel now?
Good. Yep. Because there is a lot going on for me. So
Yeah.
look, there is with everybody. That's not an excuse. That's simply, yes,
Well,
what life
there's
is.
so much happening at the moment in terms of really everyone's getting shaken up in terms of if there's anything left. And these aren't saying that you have done all of it, you know, it could be just an old part of it that's still hanging around that didn't get clear when you cleared the rest of it. So we're just finalising the last touches. That's what it feels like for you. I'm just going to do one more because I just think there's one more really cool one that's here. And it's for everyone here that still thinks somehow if people are rich, that somehow that they're greedy, that rich people are greedy, you know, that we should be sharing and this is a tough time. And if someone's making money out of this time, well, it's not fair. You know, it's like, you know, we had that one about, you know, now's there are new financial opportunities. And some people would actually feel guilty if they started making money now because everyone else is not doing well. So we must be somehow greedy if you do so. So the statement I want to shift that to in terms of shifting the mindset, which is really what I do, is the more money I have, the more I can help others.
Beautiful. The more money I have, the more I can help others.
Okay, yep. Okay. That's actually not too bad for you. The only stress it's got for you is you actually have the potential with more money to actually help even more people.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, a lot of people will put down, if I said, you want $1 million, we go, oh, yeah, I'll have $1 million. If I said, oh, do you want 10 million? I know that's too much.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever it is, it might be 1,000 and 10,000. We seem to have a limit of what we think it is. And I can remember my father got like second division in the lotto and he won all off winning the whole thing. And he was so happy he didn't win the whole thing. He said, I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so he went in this competition every week, but didn't really want to win it. So it's sort of like an interesting one. Happy to win $1,000, you know, and he probably spent $2,000 a year to do that. So, you know, really quite funny. But I just want people to recognize that the more money I have, the more I can help others. And I think that's a really great way. This is no longer about, okay, what money do I need? But how can we attract money then we can actually help others?
Absolutely.
And that could be through tithing, it could be creating foundations, you know, really creating the vision school is about my way of helping others.
Yeah.
So,
and I think when people say win the lotto, they always, fair enough, you know, want to set themselves up and then they want to help their families. We can look further than that, as you say, foundations. Yeah. I love being a little invisible angel. I delight in doing things like that.
Yeah. And one of my goals is actually with the Vision School is to take conversations, and this is a funding thing. As we build up the funding, I want to be able to create conversations online and actually have conversations as part of the Vision School and have people playing games with each other around the world and communicating at a deeper level and things like that.
Fantastic.
Cool. So I'll get you to say the more money I have, the more I can help others.
The more money I have, the more I can help others.
Okay, how's that feel?
Good.
Okay, awesome. So that's pretty cool. So I just want to just talk about, if I can, a quiz that I did that might help people.
Right.
So I've created a money quiz to find out whether or not you actually have any blocks. Because you might be sitting there thinking, do I have a block or not? Or you might say, of course I have one, whatever. So what we've developed, and we'll let you send the link below where we're talking here, is a little 8-question quiz that you can do to determine your own money flow and if there are any blocks you have around money. So it's a really simple process. And at the end of that, you'll actually also then get invited to a free webinar that I'm actually running, where I'll spend going over what I see as the 3 key blocks that stop us from having money in the first place. So that's available for all you guys just to have a look at, and really start shifting, regardless of what level of financial money you're at the moment. There's always the next level that you can move to, which means that you can help yourself more and others.
Wonderful. You are doing great work, Barry. You have been for years, but I find that you're stepping up as well, and
Yes.
Fabulous. Absolutely
Thank
fabulous.
you.
So thank you for joining me this morning, and audience, wherever you are, whenever you are listening or watching this, know that what Barry took me through, you can work through that too, and it will work for you. How special is that?
And what we're leading people to at the end of this, there's a program that I created called the Clear Blocks to Money Flow program. And it's really a system where we clear over 200 of these blocks using 50 key statements. And that's where people are just, miracles are starting to happen in people's lives. And, we had one lady who contacted me last week, and she said what happened is that she got a phone call after the second class, there's 7 1-hour classes. After the second class, she got a phone call from a solicitor saying they found this account that she didn't even know about that had $14,000 sitting there waiting for her.
Wow.
Things like that. And it's just amazing. And another lady picked up her first, $15,000 client that she's ever had.
Hey.
And these scenarios happening all the time. I've got this guy who had a $5,000 client he's never had before. Just so happy to get that at this time. And he said it's just made the difference between sort of getting by and doing well and picking up that bigger client. So all those things are possible when we get to clear our blocks.
Yes.
That's simple. So thank you for having me on the show. It's been great to see you again, Annette.
Lovely to see you, Barry. And yes, I'm looking forward to your quiz and and the webinar. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
And everybody, you can visit Angel Heart Radio and check out all of the shows that appear here. You can watch live or you can watch later. And we're on YouTube as well as lots of broadcast places through Blog Talk Radio. Thank you. May everybody have a fabulous day, and watch what you're saying. Think about your words. Thanks, Barry.